Welcome everyone! In this video, we are going to be diving into my top 5 best teams for the Summer Cup. Now, with all the new and exciting, very much welcomed changes coming with Season 15 of Go Battle League, it is quite easy to forget that we've got the Summer Cup dropping alongside the Open Great League, and it will be looking a lot different than it did this time last year when we last had the Summer Cup. So, for those of you who need a little bit of a refresher on the Summer Cup, it is a specialty cup that only allows for fire types, normal types, water types, grass types, electric types, and bug types. And that will be the Great League edition for this first week of Season 15. So that will be at the CP limit of 1,500. So it will be looking a lot different than it did this time last year. Like I said, with all the new changes, the meta has shifted quite a bit. So we've got some very strong teams for you guys to consider. And with all that said, let's dive in to team number 1. All right, guys, here we go. Kicking things off, we got team number 1 here, and it is quite strong. It leads with Toxapex on the lead, Vigoroth on the safe swap, and Dubwool in the back to bring it home for you. This is a very powerful team here. Toxapex is going to be quite strong in this Summer Cup meta. And as we all know, Vigoroth and Dubwool, both very, very powerful normal types when they are allowed in these specialty cups. So, quickly here, for those of you who may not have a Dubwool, you can use Munchlax with Tackle. Munchlax is a very, very good replacement. In fact, you get the same exact scorecard with Munchlax. You can also run Diggersby as well. So, 2 excellent replacements for those of you who may not have a Dubwool. So there, let's have a look at the scorecard here with that said. And look at that, guys. Holy smokes, I wasn't kidding when I said this was a very strong team. We got a B for coverage, A for bulk, A for safety, and an A for consistency. About as good as it gets, guys. And let's have a look at these matchups here. So Toxapex, like I said, very strong in this meta. Leading with it, you're going to be off on a good start here. I did want to highlight Pidgeot because Pidgeot always sims beautifully. PV Poke absolutely loves Pidgeot. Holy smokes. Doesn't matter if it's in the specialty cups or in the Ultra League. PV Poke absolutely loves Pidgeot. But things change in the real world. In practice, things can be a bit different. So Pidgeot, not so bad. It needs shields to perform at its best. So you can hang in there with Toxapex. A very popular strategy with Pidgeot is that Brave Bird and Retreat strategy. And if they employ that strategy on you, you can rest assured you will be doing just fine because they are forced to swap and give you switch, which gives you a lot more ability to make things happen for yourself. So don't worry about that. Pidgeot does have very narrow victories over all 3 of these Pokemon individually, but as a team effort, not a big deal at all. If they don't employ the ever so popular Brave Bird and Retreat strategy, you can just tank that first Feather Dance and then immediately swap out. They will beat you to that Feather Dance, so you can just bank that energy and swap out into Vigoroth. That poison jab damage that they will have taken will basically allow Vigoroth to finish it off if they choose to stay in, but they will likely Brave Bird you, so you will have to shield. So that's Pidgeot. What else did we have here? Emolga. That one is very, very tricky. Emolga has a victory over both Vigoroth and Toxapex individually, so that one is tricky. You're going to tank the first move on Toxapex. You're not shielding Toxapex whatsoever, and then make a play in the Vigoroth and look to play on from there. You can land that brine to chip even more, or you can just tank the move and swap out. Emolga will outpace you to the move. So that's how I would handle Emolga. It's not known for its bulk, not the bulkiest Pokemon, but it did get buffed, so you will see it quite a bit. And everything else in between is pretty straightforward, guys. Dubwool, it is recommended that you run Wild Charge on it, which is why I have it as the closer. So if you can give Dubwool that shield advantage, you can rip off those wild charges and absolutely lay waste to the Summer Cup. So that is team number 1. Amazing scorecard, amazing team in general. And it leads with Toxapex on the lead, Vigoroth on the safe swap, and Dubwool in the back. So that is team number 1. And with all that said, let's have a look at team number 2. All right, guys, moving right along. We've got team number 2 here, another very powerful and effective team for the Summer Cup. It leads with Pidgeot on the lead, Vigoroth making a return as the safe swap, and Diggersby running Quick Attack in the back to close the game strong. Pidgeot, ranked number 1 overall in this meta, very strong, very powerful on the lead. Vigoroth, the best safe swap in basically any meta that it is relevant in, and Diggersby in the back adds some much needed bulk and some power in the back as well. So let's have a look at this scorecard here. And look at that, holy smokes. Amazing scorecard for team number 2. We get an A for coverage, B for bulk, A for safety, and a B for consistency. That is very, very powerful for team number 2 here. Let's have a look at these matchups. So Pidgeot on the lead is going to be winning lead a lot. Just have to keep it far and away from the electric types, of course. And that's about it. Pidgeot roams free and absolutely wreaks havoc on everything that doesn't have to be an electric type. So you can play this team a number of ways. You can employ that Brave Bird and retreat strategy that I alluded to earlier, or you can just stay in and absolutely terrorize your opponent's existence with those feather dances, lowering the attack by 2 stages. Not a whole lot to hammer home. This is a very simplistic yet very powerful team. Again, you can play it whichever way is comfortable for you. Something like a Vigoroth lead, I think it is worth employing that Brave Bird and retreat strategy. It's a very powerful and effective strategy. You're either going to one-shot or grab a shield early on with Pidgeot, and then you can bring in Vigoroth to absolutely go to work and employ that body slam spam. But all electric types, you are immediately going into Vigoroth. You are not messing around with the electric types. And that's about it to this team. That is how you play this team. Very simple team, very easy, yet very powerful and effective. So that is team number 2. Pidgeot on the lead, Vigoroth on the safe swap, and Diggersby in the back to close the game strong. So with all that said, that is team number 2. Let's have a look at team number 3. All right, guys, here we go. Team number 3, another very powerful and fun team for the Summer Cup here. We've got Credeli on the lead, newly buffed Credeli with Rock Slide, courtesy of Season 15 of Pokemon Go Battle League on the lead, Tropius on the safe swap, and Toxapex in the back to bring it home for you. Very powerful team. A lot of bulk on this team here. Let's have a look at this scorecard. And look at that, an amazing scorecard for team number 3 here. We get a B for coverage, A for bulk, B for safety, and an A for consistency. Let's have a look at these matchups here. So with this team, it's pretty simple. Not the typical play style that you generally see with my teams. And the reason why is because you're going to be either winning lead or just soft losing lead on most of your matchups on the lead with Credeli. The only time you are swapping out and pivoting is on the counter users. So Vigoroth, Obstagoon, I lump Double in that category as well. Any Pokemon with a fighting type fast move, that's the only time you're swapping out. Otherwise, you can do quite well just by soft losing lead. You will soft lose lead up against something like a Pidgeot. If you see a Lickitung, I highly doubt you will, but you may, you could, you never know. Abomasnow, that's another one that you're soft losing lead on. You can put in work there as well. Otherwise, you're going to be doing quite well on the lead, so you're really only swapping out on counter users, pseudo fighters, and in that case you will be safe swapping into Tropius. The reason why you can soft lose lead is because you can easily come in with Toxapex, finish off that Pokemon that you were on the lead with, and look to play on from there. So that is how you play this team. You're going to be doing quite well with this team overall. It's a very strong team. Credeli is going to be a lot of fun with that Rock Slide buff. Very powerful scorecard as well. And yeah, that's about it for team number 3 here, with Credeli on the lead, Tropius on the safe swap, and Toxapex in the back. And by the way, if you don't have a Tropius, you can run Jumpluff. That is the next best replacement if you don't have one. So that is team number 3. And with all that said, let's have a look at team number 4. All right, guys, here we go. Making our way to team number 4. Another very powerful team here in the Summer Cup. It leads with Credili, yet again, making a return for team number 4 on the lead. Double on the safe swap, and Pidgeot in the back to bring it home for you. So, I recognize not all of us have a double, just as I said. And for this particular team, team number 4, if you don't have a double, you can use Vigoroth. You will get the exact same scorecard. If you run Vigoroth. If you also don't have a Vigoroth, you can run Munchlax or Diggersby. But Vigoroth is the best replacement for double for some very obvious reasons. So this is a very strong team, quite powerful. Let's have a look at the scorecard here. And look at that. Holy smokes. Identical to team number 2. We get an A for coverage, B for bulk, A for safety, and a B for consistency. Holy smokes. You don't get much better than that, my friends. Let's have a look at these matchups here. And look at that. Credili doing quite well on the lead. So the dynamics of the team are relatively the same as with team number 3. The only difference is you don't have to soft lose lead as much. The only time you're really going to be doing that is up against Toxapex. I would play out the ones just to whittle away a little bit more at Toxapex, play out the ones, and then just let it go down from there. Then you can come in with double, and it should be within body slam range at that point. That's the only one I really wanted to hammer home. So with Pidgeot, you're also going to be just soft losing lead. See what they want to do. If they want to Brave Bird and retreat, that's even better. That they're allowing you to control the alignment there. But otherwise, you just have to stick it out, stay in. Just soft lose lead, don't shield anything from the Pidgeot. And other than that, pretty straightforward. Those pseudo fighters, you were getting the heck out of there into your double and looking to play on from there. Everything else, you're going to be dominating on the lead, as you can see. Holy smokes, with all these purple X's, this team is going to be quite dominant. The goal is to preserve shields for Pidgeot to absolutely sweep the endgame. Not only is Pidgeot an amazing lead, it also proves to be just as good of a closer in this Summer Cup. So not a whole lot more to hammer home. I just wanted to highlight that Toxapex matchup. This team is quite strong, quite powerful, definitely worth running in the Summer Cup. So that is team 4, Credili on the lead, double on the safe swap, and Pidgeot in the back. And with all that said, that is team number 4. Let's have a look at team number 5. All right, my friends, last but certainly not least, we've got team number 5 here. And it leads with Vigoroth on the lead, Munchlax running tackle on the safe swap, and Stunfisk in the back. So if you don't have a Munchlax and you happen to have a double, you can run double. But the best replacements on this particular team are going to be Diggersby or Licky Tongue. Either one of those can easily replace Munchlax, no problem. So let's have a look at this scorecard here. And not bad, very solid overall. We do have a C for coverage. I generally like to see an A or a B for coverage, but that is okay. We can live with a C here, not a big deal. We get a B for bulk, A for safety, and an A for consistency. So very solid scorecard overall. Let's have a look at these matchups. So Vigoroth, as we all know, in these specialty cups is an absolute monster, guys. And nothing has changed for the this particular specialty cup here. So Vigoroth on the lead, going to be quite strong. Pidgeot, I wanted to highlight, that's going to take a team effort. Of course, you have an excellent answer to it in the back. And if you are seeing a lot of Stunfisk leads, or Pidgeot leads, you could consider leading Stunfisk and playing it that way, tucking Vigoroth in the back. That'll allow you to get ahead of those Pidgeot leads. But for now, you can give it a try as is right here with the Vigoroth lead. So the way you play Pidgeot is they absolutely love to Brave Bird and retreat on Vigoroth leads because they will like to get a shield from you and then dip into their own Vigoroth. That's generally how they play it. And you will want to give up that early shield. You can do that. You will have the energy lead on that Vigoroth, so you can look to get that shield back because they generally will shield back. And once you do, you can make the play into Munchlax and look to play on from there. That's how I would play that. Everything else, if you're or Pelipper as well. So Pelipper is a little bit different. Obviously cannot Brave Bird and retreat, so they will just stay in and look to just spam off those weather balls. I would play out the ones, chip it, and then dip into Munchlax and look to go on from there. That's another one that will require a team effort. And everything else in between is pretty straightforward. You're going to be losing lead up against Toxapex. You can immediately go into Munchlax on all other lead losses. That includes Galvantula, Emolga as well. You're not staying in there. You're immediately going into Munchlax and looking to play on from there. So that's about it, really, for this team. Pretty straightforward yet again. I just wanted to highlight Pelipper and Pidgeot. And that about wraps it up, guys. That is team number 5. Vigoroth on the lead, Munchlax on the safe swap, and Stunfisk in the bag. So the Summer Cup, again, wasn't too bad last year. A lot has changed, and these teams should get you off to a really good start in the Summer Cup. And it will be running alongside the Great League when the new league comes around. So that's about it, guys. I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.